Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here. Hello guys, how are you all doing today? I hope you're all doing well, whether it's if you're on YouTube or Twitch. Today we're going to talk about mental health, we're going to talk about depression, anxiety, panic attacks, we'll talk about some of these symptoms and stuff here today. This is the first mental health live stream of 2025. So we do these every couple of months here on this program, on this channel, and I'll talk to you about all these kinds of things. I just realized that I had it categorized as entertainment, and I'm like, no, I can't categorize this as entertainment because it's not. So I tried education. We'll see if people outside of it come to it. So actually today's a prime example actually of how actually so literally an hour and a half, 2 hours before the live stream here, I'm literally running around scrambling because something come up, and I'm like running around like a headless chicken trying to do all these things, because before that everything was perfectly calm and smooth, and yet I'm running around and I'm getting so much stress over literally nothing. And it's that easy to get stressful. It's so easy to get stressed about something that can just trigger impulses that can put you in a negative space for the rest of your day, rest of your evening, whatever time of the year it is. Just the tiniest of little things. And we are experiencing that more than ever before. Social media online is so vile than it ever has been before. It is so easy to get triggered. I didn't even clip my fingers, but you get the... It's so easy to get triggered and your impulses, and it can just put you in such a negative state that it just makes you and what tends to happen with some people is that they brush off that, what they do with that negativity, right? Instead of brushing it off to some, they end up passing that negativity onto others, and it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem for others. Sorry, I'm just checking. Just turn the volume down. Hopefully that's a little bit better. What's the mountain in your backdrop? It's a mountain. There's that's all it is to it. It's just a mountain in the backdrop. Oh, Billy. Mithril, good to see you there, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I could have gone into this a little bit negative, Nancy, after that little foray, but it's not the but I kind of brushed it aside. It's like, it's not really vitally important sort of thing. But when something happens that affects my work, it's like, oh, I've got to scramble. You're gonna run around off your feet, and all of a sudden, and it makes you stressed, gives you anxiety, makes you feel a little bit like sort of thing, and then all of a sudden, you know, when things don't work out or whatever, and it starts getting to you. You know, it gets to you. And it's really, really rough when you do so. I talked a long time ago about how I suffered, you know, about the first time I talked about my mental health here on the channel. I think it was like a couple of months after I started this channel. Where I really opened up to you guys about, like, accepting that I have mental health issues. Because one of the hardest things that we can all do is except that some of us have problems and issues that we don't want to talk about, and that's totally okay. Sometimes we want to talk about them, sometimes we don't want to mention them in the chat. Some can be more open than others, probably because their name is different associated. I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat, probably their names are not their real names, some of them, and perhaps they have miscellaneous names in order to cover themselves, and that's totally cool, to protect themselves. Some of you know my real name, and I prefer to keep it, my real name, off social media, off the real world, but unfortunately some people do know it, and I don't like people knowing that stuff. I'm very sensitive about protecting myself because of, the possibility that people may come after me. Mental health has gotten a lot worse globally. Not just because of what's been happening politically. We can talk all we want about what's happening in the world and what's happening in the world of politics, and yes, it does all stem back to that, to a lot of things, but we know that people are suffering, and when people are suffering, it can lead down to these emotions and these feelings, whether it is these mental health issues that can lead to depression, the symptoms of them, anxiety, panic attacks. These depressions take you into that dark hole, and potentially even the word suicide comes onto people's minds. And unfortunately, as I am going to be going all over the place, guys. I'm just warning you now. And as you guys know, a while ago, I talked to you guys about how close I was thinking about taking my own life. It was very hard for me to talk about, and if it wasn't for the Samaritans, who knows? But I think it's a reflection, because it was really a reflection of what I've been through, and I look back on it and I think, did I need to feel what I felt? Because I felt so bad about myself. I felt so down over something. Was it really the end of the world? Really wasn't. But that's how I felt. It wasn't too long ago, actually, that I felt... It wasn't too long ago, actually, with you guys. But it wasn't too long ago that I actually felt that a little bit. About a week ago. But something very, very minor. I won't say what it was. But it really made me sad, really made me depressed over it, and I felt like, I did open up to my partner about it eventually, but it really had me down, and we both actually had we don't normally fall out, me and my missus. It's very rare that we do. She didn't tell me about something that I should have known for years, and I found out from her mum, accidentally apparently. All I'll say is regarding like how much I care about her. And I went absolutely ballistic with her on the phone on her way home about it. And we ended up talking at the bus stop about it, and it's been a long time since me and her have had this conversation. I wasn't angry with her per se. I was angry that she kept something very important about her safety means the absolute world to me. And I'm sure many of you out there who have partners, if you don't know where your partner is, that's pretty scary. And I wasn't fully aware of where she was. And that is very worrying, deeply worrying. I'm not saying I should be tracking her in any way, shape or form. But I want to know where she is, just like she wants to know where I am. all the time, and I tell her everywhere where I am all the time, and I think that's really, really important. Talk to your other half is hard when things hurt the people you love. It you know, like I said, I don't really want to say what it was, but you know, my concern is obviously her safety and well-being above all else. You know, I love her more than anything in the world, and I will never put anything else in front of her, not even my love for my favourite wrestler, which some of you guys know online. I will never put that on there. I'm glad you found somewhat a way to vent your emotional distress. When I become overwhelmed, I come across, I ask, I keep doing what you're doing, help others as you help yourself. Thank you, Mr. E. That's very kind words. Appreciate it. I'm just sharing that because, like, it's not the biggest of things, but it's just a small little snippet of what we can experience, guys. I'm sorry I'm not going all over the place here. I did have a bit of a clear plan before of what I was going to talk about, and then I had I kind of lost sight of it. It's not having a job and struggling to find work that isn't mine. Wrong, really. I got rejected for a job, and I sat there in tears with my head in my hands, thinking about how to end it. I'm sorry, Mithril, you experienced that. It's absolutely devastating. I remember actually when I'm really sorry you had to experience, felt that, because I remember I remember when I actually thought there was a job I remember applying for a long time ago. I think it was for a Morrison's that opened up near, not far away from where I was living with my mum and dad, and it probably would have set me up. For a long time ahead, and I probably would have gone down the way of family members, one or two family members I know who are now made it all the way up quite far in the ladders in the supermarket. And I think if I had ended up in that supermarket, Morrison's, I probably would still be working there, and I'd be up the ladder. The interview went really badly because I'm terrible when it comes to job interviews. I'm absolutely awful, guys. When I get a job, I don't intend to switch jobs. Like, I want to stay there for as long as possible. But yeah, it can be absolutely heartbreaking when you don't get what you want. Because of my CV, it's very hard. Because of my CV, it's very hard for me to get a basic job because people think I'm overqualified. I hate that concept. I hate that. But yeah, in some way, shape, or form, we've all experienced something of those emotions. But it is how it's not just when you're in those moments. It's about what you do after. It's about how you respond after. One of the most important things that I have shared with you guys here when we talk about this, and I'm sure you guys agree with me, is how important the word distraction matters. How important it is to distract yourself from when you are down. How important it is to go and do something else. How important it is to switch yourself off and find an alternative. Whether that is reading a book, whether that's going for a walk, whether that is playing video games, whether it's like watching wrestling like I do, because wrestling is my comfort, I would say. Video games is too, but finding a distraction and putting the phone down is a good option as well, because we get very obsessive. I'm very obsessive with my social media, and that's actually quite bad for me because it distracts me from doing a lot more work than I should be doing sometimes. I know it seems like I'm working 24/7, guys, when you see all the content that I put out. I want to stress, and I've said this 1,000 times, and I know people keep saying this in the chat, but I have to tell you this: I do not work 24/7. Just because content is dropping a lot does not mean I'm working 24/7. It just looks like I'm working 24/7. It's the perception really does matter. Depression runs in my family. My dad spent about 25 years on antidepressants. Oh, Mithra, I'm so sorry. I know I've said this story before about a former assistant manager I used to work with. She was taking antidepressants as well. And I tried to help her, tell her that you got to they can really hurt you in the long term. Like, and she managed to she doesn't take them anymore now, but yeah, she was doing it to keep herself sane, which was very, very bad. Ginger Lefty, good to see you there. And anybody else, if I haven't said hello to you all, I probably apologise. I'm having a really rough few weeks myself. I've been having auditory and visual hallucinations, hearing voices too. I was very, very close to hospitalisation. Ginger, I'm really sorry to hear that. Just try to, whenever you're feeling that, getting those feelings, whenever you're in those situations, like, just my best advice is, whenever you get that, right, what's something that gives me positivity, what's something that gives me happiness? I know, look, what's on TV, what's on YouTube, what can I watch, what can I listen to that will like snap me out of it, sort of thing, that will wake me up from this situation. I think it's tough, you know. A lifetime of being bullied by the general public has left me with a tough skin. This, however, is a double-edged sword in and of itself, says one angry pagan. While I have, I don't think I've been properly bullied per se, but I've had it. I've been on both sides of that when I was younger, and yeah, it's pretty shit. Let's just call it what it is. It's pretty shit to be there. I've been on antidepressants since I was 17, says Ginger. I'm sorry you have to rely on them. I wish you didn't have to rely on them. I really wish you didn't have to rely on them. I wish there were ways. I wish there were better ways than relying on medication to help you with that. In all seriousness, I really wish there was. I don't know if there's anything like online that can help you, alternative ways. I'm not just saying it. I'm not like, because I just it does make me sad when I hear about people taking antidepressants. It really does. Richard Grumpy Grit said, I had some horrendous bullying in school, ended up in A&E when I was young, 14, 15, 18-ish, with international OD. I'm sorry to hear that, Richard. To have ended up in A&E over bullying, that's terrible. I feel for you, Richard. I really do. I'm sorry you experienced that. It's hard. I've called the mental health crisis team, and I'm having episodes. I have a care plan in place. Well, keep us posted, and you have my I don't know if you have my mobile number or not, but you can always message me on Discord. But if you want my mobile number, Ginger, because I know we've known each other for quite a while, you're more than welcome to have it. Just ask me on Discord if you really want to keep in touch on there. You're more than welcome to, my friend. I'm going on a course to be an assisting teacher. I love working with young uni, said Mithril. That's awesome. I'm very glad to hear that. I hope I hope your course goes well, and keep us posted on that. I'm really happy for you. That I really hope it goes well. I really do. I was too hard to be bullied, but they tried, and I became the wolf, but never the bully. I hate them. Bullies, liars, and idiots make me cringe to Jowl. Yeah, your youth experience can help define you, the person that you are today. It really can. And it's only like the last couple of years that I've finally accepted that I have a mental health issue. You know, that I've had these issues. Like, it's never something that's really crossed my mind. Like, even in my younger age, and I've shared this with some of you guys about how I got expelled from school because of my bullying issues, how I had to take Ritalin, Ritalin, and I had to go to an EBD school, which is an emotional behavior difficulty school, which was an all boys school. So I never got the experience of sharing school with girls. So that was in itself a challenge for me when I got into the workplace, because I was working with women, because the only women I knew during quite a long period was either my teachers or my family. So outside of that, I never experienced strangers with women for a long period. So that was challenging for me, because that's because I think that mixing is really, really important. Simon says 55. Jushi has surgery tomorrow. Oh, we wish Jushi all the best. Did he post that just now on Discord? Because if he had, I must have missed it. I know he was planning the surgery. I thought he lost his. I don't want to say what I don't want to say the outcome on the Discord if just out of respect for him, but he did. It did. One thing did happen on the surgery that I don't know if the surgery or operation beforehand didn't go well. He messaged. For me, One Ingrid Pagan says, for me, the problem is a somewhat unpredictable fits of rage. I feel like I'm getting better on this finally, but I had to go through a lot of pain. It turns out the journey is as important as the end result. I think maybe one day we'll do one together, Pagan, perhaps. In a couple of months' time. Maybe we could do one together and share our stories together, perhaps. Something to possibly think about. Had to be tough being part German and speaking with my grandpa, says Jao, living in communist heartland. Here in Portugal, Nazi was a nice adjective they gave me. Reconstructive surgery, Simon says 55. I see. I will check the Discord chat after this, guys. I'll check the Discord chat after this. So what is mental health, guys? Because sometimes, you know, there's different definitions, different ways of reading it. So let's, I want to share this with you guys. This is from the Mental Health Foundation about mental health. So we all have mental health, just as we have physical health. Our mental health is how we're feeling inside, or how we are emotionally. It's a bit like internal weather. Our mental health is at least important as our physical health. Strongly affects our daily lives, how they feel to us, as well as our ability to do the things we need and want to, including work, study, getting on with people, and looking after ourselves and others. Another way to think about mental health is like thinking about the weather. As the seasons changes, so the weather does too. There are bright and sunny days that make us feel happy and want to do things like going outdoors, but on other days the weather can change to dark, rainy days, and when you don't feel like leaving the house. Like the weather, your mental health can go through periods of positivity and bright bursts of energy. It can also dip and drag you down the darker road. You may feel tired and lack motivation or energy to do the simple things, such as getting out of bed or getting on with your day. This is something that sometimes there are days where I sometimes really struggle. Sometimes I get up very late. One thing, you know, for me, it's important to try to stick to a routine as much as I possibly can, and this is something that I sometimes struggle to do so. I don't normally stay up late, guys. Normally I don't stay up late. Like if I'm past midnight, it's very rare that I am, but normally I don't. So whatever you are feeling, know that this is completely normal, and you can seek support or speak to friends and family about how you are feeling. Yeah, this is important, guys. So if you have friends and family, I know not everyone does can feel that, and I'm sorry if you do feel that way. But if you do have friends and family, sometimes just talk to people. I also like the fact that we can talk here anonymously as well here in the chat. Like just getting it off your chest to just make the world of difference. You know, even if you don't know each other, on the personal level, it's a really good thing. But that term there, whatever you are feeling, it's completely normal, because everyone has like I said at the start, everyone has these feelings, and it's just a case of you have mental health, but it's not like something that's like affecting your life. It can be affecting you in a way that's completely destroying your life. That it's there, but you're just focusing on something, I think. Many people are reluctant to talk about their feelings and their mental health. That is true. There is still a stigma around it. Ironically, not sharing our feelings with anyone, not even knowing what they are, can make our mental health worse. Talking can help us find hope again and feel closer to other people. So, what affects mental health? So, our mental health may change because of situations that we're in, things that we're doing, and things that are beyond our control. That key one there, that's the one that triggers me the most out of all my impulses, guys, is when I'm not in control of something that affects me, or affects my friends and family, and I cannot do anything about it, that's the one that triggers me the most. Is not being able to react to it. That's the one that hurts me the most, more than anything here. Chat, please join Discord. DM anyone on there if you was someone to chat to. It helps too. There is also a thank you for that £5 super chat, Alistair. Very kind of you, my friend. I should point out as well, there is a tab on Discord called Mental Health Talks that you can literally just comment in there, or you can just literally join the voice chat. If you want to come on, and I'm going to, after this live stream, I'm going to be on Discord anyway, guys. So if you want to come on, join me on Discord to talk in a voice chat about it, we're more than welcome to as well. Everyone is welcome. It also says including other people, our physical health, our finance, even the weather and the world, such events such as the pandemic. Yeah, the pandemic definitely had a massive effect on people's mental health. I'm sure we all know about that, because it affected our social ability. Yes, social media definitely helped keep people closer together, but you couldn't actually physically be with people, or you had to be at a distance, which was terrible. I hated that I couldn't see my family. I hated that my partner had her 30th birthday and could not celebrate it with anyone. I hated that I couldn't touch the people I loved. I couldn't hug my mum. And that hurt like hell. And I'm sure that would hurt you guys too. Finances is another one, and that's tied into things like when you cannot afford to pay your bills, you're struggling to put food on the table for your children, you're struggling to make ends meet, and you're trying to hide them from what you are going through. If you are a father or a mother yourself in the chat, when it comes to finances, and you want to paint a perfect and rosy picture for your child, to give them the most positivity and most upbeat you can, because then it gives them the best possible outcomes for whatever their future they may be, whatever they choose they want to be. And that is a huge sacrifice that you are making for that child or children that you are making. And I commend anyone who makes those difficult decisions for the sake of their children. It's really hard. It is very, very difficult, to say the least. All of us are affected by what happens to us, past and present. Yep, we'll agree with that. Things can happen even many years ago that can affect our mental health today, for better or worse. Our genes also have an influence. Hello guys, welcome everyone. Please keep politics out of... try to keep... I'd say keep politics out. Just try to stick to these subjects as much as we possibly can. I understand people want to talk about... I know it's tied to... I know politics because we are all known each other through politics, but try to avoid talking about... avoid talking about it if we can, guys. If you can help it. When our mental health is good, we feel good inside. We might feel calm or content, peaceful, hopeful, and accepting of ourselves and valued by the people who matter to us. This is what I love the most. Prime example of this. I'll tell you when I have really good mental health. You know when I have really good mental health, guys? Last Sunday, me and my missus, we went to a wrestling show. We go to a wrestling show. We go once a month to one we're season ticket holders of. I can't tell you, I was so happy. I was so excited to catch up with colleagues, fellow wrestling fans of mine, and just chatting with them about wrestling. And I met one or two people who I hadn't met before, and it was really nice to meet them, and that they were just as well. And it was just wonderful, just talking and engaging with people face to face. I remember I was literally standing in a round circle with like 5-6 other people. One or two were women, and we were just talking about wrestling. We were just talking about wrestling before the show started, like by the bar, and it was just, I loved it. It was wonderful. That made me feel so good. Like yes, the show was great. The show wrestling was fantastic, and all that kind of stuff. That kind of thing. That's that kind of stuff I love. Because I feel like that I'm part of something there, as opposed to just it gives me, every time there's, when there's the next wrestling show, I'm very excited to go to the next wrestling show to see fans or meet new fans and all that kind of stuff. Makes me feel good. So that's a prime example for me about how when I feel good about my mental health. There, having good mental health makes life easier. Yes, helps us to calm and comfort ourselves, and when we're upset, to cope with the losses, changes, fears, and uncertainties of life, to make and keep good relationships and other people to learn. I'll tell you another thing that really good mental health really does as well. It gives you focus. Good mental health allows you to focus on something as well. There are days where I'm really in focus mood, and I get a lot of things done very quickly because I am focused in on my job or task at hand that's going on around me. When you are feeling good, when everything is all feels right, then you can concentrate more on that. So good mental health really does do that for me. Some kind of stability and routine helps me, says Billy Kershaw. That's one of the things. See, I'll show you this, guys, here, actually, because some of you guys may know this, may not know this. So I want to show you guys this, because this is really important. I've just knocked my phone over, so I can't see the chat. I don't know how much of this you can see, but this is my calendar. So instead of having it on my phone, which I could do, I like this calendar. And what I do is I write everything I need to write on here, so that I for each day, like what's happening this day, what's happening this day, what's happening this day, what's happening this day, sort of thing. This and all these sticky notes, which all shorts, markers, thank you, suggested. These allow me to, when I'm at my focus levels, I can like, right, what can I do next? What can I do next? What can I do next? Sort of thing. Rather than me trying to memorize everything, and then it comes, and then you end up like going, oh crap, I forgot this, or you might have forgotten this, or this. Some people use a schedule on their phone, and that's totally cool. If you use your phone, that's great. I like the paper one because I like to write it down for myself. It makes it easier. So, like, as you guys know, like, I've got written on here today the mental health live stream. I was like, okay, I've got the 2-year anniversary on YouTube. I've got the Snowflake Roundtable later this month as well on the 19th. I've got wrestling shows that I might watch as well that I've got written down as well that I might watch, and then wrestling shows that I may go to. All that kind of stuff, stuff that it was my brother's birthday not too long ago as well, and went to see my brother. So again, or someone's birthday coming up, all that kind of stuff. So it helps me that, because I don't have to rely on everything in here, and I've got something on there. That's just another thing that's helping me cope. That's another way that helps me cope with my mental health, I would say. Vaughn, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Who is my favourite wrestler? I don't really like talking about it on here, but if you must know, her name is Sky Blue. She's a wrestler for the company All Elite Wrestling. She's from Chicago, Illinois. She's my favourite wrestler. But there's loads. But it's not. That's not to take away from so many other talented, amazingly talented people, if you must know. But yeah, my daughter loves PWC, Preston City Wrestling. She loves it and sometimes meets Stephanie Sterling and their partner, along with a few other wrestlers that adore my grandson. That's wonderful. That's wonderful stuff. That's awesome. A local wrestling. We should talk more about that, Mithril. If you can, we should talk more about that, my friend. Especially as one wrestling fan to another. The place that you live can be just as important as your mental health. That is absolutely true. One Angry Pagan. Your location, your situation matters as well. Your status as well, whether you're single, in a relationship, all that kind of stuff definitely plays a part in this as well. So, having good mental health does not mean feeling good all the time. We all have our downs and ups. Life is full of unavoidable risks, worries, and losses which affect everyone. Sometimes feeling difficult feelings pass quickly and we bounce back. Sometimes we struggle much longer. This can happen to any of us. Sometimes we just need the simplest of things to be put right in front of us, and this is a great example of it there. That's how I feel when I talk about this. We can all do things to support and improve our mental health, help prevent problems. Look at how to look after your mental health, guys, including some suggestions about the best ways to do so. I've talked about some of them already. Distractions, like things that make you happy, things that make you positive. What do you do to make yourself feel better? Like all those kind of things. We've talked about that as well. Never was a wrestling fan, but my favorite was The Undertaker. Nice guy. I have not met. I've not met. I think his real name's Mark. But everyone who's told me who has met him has said he's actually a really wonderful man. From people that have told me there. So worse and poor mental health. When our mental health is not good, life feels more of a struggle. Yes, we can all feel that. We might often feel sad or tearful and hopelessness and exhausted. We might feel unbearable stress and often worry about bad things happening to us or people that we care about. All these are very common experiences. Feeling down, anxious and stressed can mean we don't have much energy for activities such as work and study, life admin, look after ourselves and others. It can be hard to keep going. Yes. So this is where the opposite ends of it is where you become much more lazy, much more laid back, not as compelling to do the things that you either that you want to do or the things that you should be doing. Either of those two things there, because of your mental health. When you're just things are just not feeling right, or you just like can't be bothered, or you're in that negative feeling. You're like, I just not up for it today, that kind of thing, or that you're doing. Or that you could be doing your job or doing your role or whatever that might be, and you're not putting anywhere near the effort that you normally put in because of how you're feeling with regards to your mental health. Feeling like this for a while could be a sign that something else in our lives is wrong or that we need help. It is also a natural reaction. If we have a major loss or shock, such as bereavement, unemployment, divorce, or a serious health problem, yes, and bereavement and lossing of somebody, like a breakup, can also deeply affect people when it comes to their mental health as well. Divorce, is not just a headache for the person, but physically and mentally, because you've spent a lot of time with that person, and detaching yourself from that person can be very difficult. Serious health problem, if you suffer from a serious health problem, that deeply affects you as well. Whatever you're, like some of us here have disabilities or health issues that some may not be open to talk about, that affects their mental health because it holds them back from them being able to do what they want to do, which can be very difficult. Some things are easy to change and some people may be beyond our control. Sometimes we need help. Whether mental health or the situations causing us to struggle, for instance, debt or relationship problems, in these situations, the sooner we get support, the better. This is where in these instances this is where people need that support, because while it's all well and good being able to talk about these problems, it's not enough for some, and some need to get that one step further where they need that help. And it's all well and good when people say, oh, we can help you for a certain fee or whatnot. Sometimes it's just a case of somebody just needs advice or a step in the right direction to go where they need to go. Steve McMahon, thank you so much for the $5 New Zealand dollars, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday in New Zealand right now, because it is Thursday morning. I think it is for you right now. Thank you for that super chat. Appreciate it. My mental health has gotten better as I've gotten older. I worry less about what other people think and speak to myself in a much kinder voice now, especially if I've done something embarrassing or made a mistake, says John. I would say with regards to me, has my mental health gotten better as I've gotten older? Yes. I had mental health issues when I was young, but I didn't realize they were mental health issues because they were tied to my temperament. I worry less about what others people think of myself. This is a big problem that I have with social media, which is why one of the biggest things that I tend to do is block people straight away if I feel like I'm going to get into an engagement that's going to make me feel negative or bad about myself. Even if that person is right in an argument or something, if I feel like it's going to go negative or really too much for me to handle mentally, I will just block it out. Sometimes it's better. I try not to do that with certain comments. With certain comments on YouTube, I try to be realistic, because on YouTube I try to treat it differently. But like Twitter, for example, like today I've literally blocked 2 people on Twitter because they weren't happy about something I've tweeted about wrestling related. And it's just like, I'm not going to get into an engagement with people on Twitter. I don't engage people on Twitter, to be fair, too much. Especially if I've done something embarrassing or made a mistake. Yeah, that's the worst. That's another one of my biggest impulse or triggers, is when I made a mistake or when I've embarrassed myself. Those ones really hit me sensitively more than anything. When I screw up or fuck up, it's really hard for me to. I hate it. More than anything, it makes me hate myself, because to me it's like, Regan, you shouldn't be doing that. You're better than that. You know you shouldn't do something like that. It's very stupid of you. This is the mindset that goes into my head when something like that happens to me, and I shouldn't be beating myself up like that, because that's what happens. Is what I do. I beat myself up because I feel like I shouldn't be making that mistake, because I should be better than the mistake than what I did. But then in those situations, I forget that we are all humans and we all make mistakes. So I'm definitely guilty of that one. The evenings are the worst. My energy is gone and my anxiety and loneliness creeps in. I tried to block them with internet shopping or smoking weed or drinking, but they come back, he says. Yeah, everyone has their ways. Unfortunately, alcohol is definitely one of those that definitely has an effect on people, guys. This is all the. I don't know if I've linked all these stuff. I'll put links all for these after the live stream. This is from the website Silent of Suicide. Stop the silence, start the conversation here. So this is their term of depression. Depression is one of the most common mental health conditions affecting a wide range of people of many walks of life. Understanding the signs and the symptoms. Sorry, 1 second. Understanding the signs and symptoms of depression is key to getting the help and treatment we need. Depression is characterized by persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness and loss of interest that can interfere with our daily lives. Symptom is varies from mild to severe, can last for weeks to years if left untreated. Recognizing symptoms early and seeking help is important for recovery. Though many individuals experience occasional moments of feeling low, depression entails enduring sadness that can last for weeks and even months, as opposed to just a brief period. If you know someone suffering from depression, or if you feel the need to talk to someone, please contact our helpline. This is .org. 0808 115 1505 for confidential support. I'm not sure where this website is from, so I don't know. I don't think it's from the UK, if I'm honest, guys. But the number is there if you want to call it. So what are the most common physical symptoms of depression? Several frequent observed bodily symptoms may signal depression, including fatigue or low energy levels. Yep, that can definitely affect me, which is why I keep saying I want to go back to the gym, and I haven't done that. But one of my things that I'm doing is continuously trying to do 10,000 steps a day, so that at least I'm keeping my energy levels going to a certain extent. Changing in appetite leading to weight loss or gain. Difficult sleeping or sleeping too much. Yep. These can be difficult for anyone if you don't get the balance right there. Digestive issues. That's definitely something that bothers me, if it definitely can lead to it. Headaches or other unexplained pains. Yep, that can definitely bring me down as well. While these symptoms, physical symptoms can have other causes, their presence alongside emotional symptoms can point to depression. Yeah, this is absolutely true. You know, having a banging, a headache or whatever, or having cramps or whatever in your body, they can make you feel negative and down, because you're not able to be 100%, not able to be yourself, because you're being held back by these health issues that you may have, or just when it happens. So what does emotion feel like emotionally and mentally? Emotionally and mentally, depression can make someone feel sad, tearful, or empty for most of the day. Hopeless about the future and pessimistic. Worthless, helpless or guilty, anxious and worried. Irritable or frustrated over small matters. Loss of interest in previous enjoyable activities. Difficulty concentrating, recalling details and making decisions. Thoughts of death, suicide or self-harm. The emotional pain of depression can feel unrelenting, so it's understandable why some describe it as agonizing, unbearable, and overwhelming. For listening in, expect some advice. Call on managed depression. Your GP and other helplines are here to us. 0808 115 1505 if you ever go down that road. What are the common signs of symptoms of clinical depression? The most widely recognized symptoms of major depression disorder are depressed or irritable mood, marked loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed. Yeah, this is an odd one, because that's definitely something like that. Like an example, like when you used to enjoy doing something a lot. Like I remember there was one time, it didn't make me depressed, but it was weird because there was one time I was like, oh, I'm going to play some video games. And the video games I was playing, I was like, I don't feel like playing this. Okay, what about this other game that's coming in? And then in my head, I'm like, what about this other video game? I don't feel like playing that. What about this other video game? I feel like playing that. Okay, what about some YouTube videos? I'm not feeling the YouTube videos. Okay, what do you want to do? I don't know. That's not good. That's not good for me. I don't know why that sometimes happens. But then, like, literally, like, the next day or a couple of hours or an hour later or something, like, it completely switches. And I'm, like, playing again, the video games, or I'm doing something else. Like, so, yeah, that's definitely an odd one. Weight loss or gain as well, that's definitely a difficult one. For people who are very skinny or very overweight, you know, I'm very conscious, like me, I'm conscious about my body, which is why I keep banging on to myself about going to the gym, and I still haven't done that, guys, because I am a terrible person. No, I'm not really a terrible person. I just haven't put my foot up my arse and actually gone to a gym and get a trainer and just kind of get into it. Insomnia or sleeping too much. We said that again. Feeling agitated or relentless. Fatigue and loss of energy. We talked about that. Feeling worthlessness or guilt. Difficulty concentrating on making decisions. Recurring thoughts of death or suicide. Experiencing 5 or more of these symptoms for longer than 2 weeks indicates a depressive episode. Warrants medical care. Remember, you are not alone. Get help today from dedicated volunteer workers. Yeah, if when you are in that situation, you're not getting yourself out, that's a big problem. Terry Regan says music is good. Yes, music is a great thing. Music is a great thing. I don't always listen to music when I go for my walks, but sometimes I listen to it, and it's so soothing. It can be so soothing. So yes, music is definitely a great way of out of it. But it's also not just music; it is the type of music that you listen to as well. Because there are musics that can make you feel those emotions as well as making you feel positive. Because sometimes there are songs and there are musics that can make you feel these emotions as well as doing the opposite thing. So I think that's important there. For what time depression do women experience post-narcissism? Mainly mothers experience post-natal blues for giving birth, feeling emotional and moody for about 1 to 2 weeks due to hormone functions. However, longer-lasting post-natal depression can affect some new mothers. Symptoms like sadness, anxiety, exhaustion, and difficulty bonding with the baby beginning pregnancy or later within the first year of delivery. Paternal and postnatal depression exhibits typical depression symptoms that can happen around the enormous life change of a childbirth. Seeking help is critical for the well-being of the mother and child. Speak to your GP, midwife, or health visitors as soon as possible. For further reading, please visit the NHS website. How do I know if I have depression or bipolar disorder? Joe Lefty, it's not Joe Lefty. Yeah, Joe Lefty. Gina, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Feel free to drop a message on Discord if you ever want to, my friend. Thank you for coming. There is an overlap between depression and bipolar disorder symptoms, so getting an accurate diagnosis from a medical health professional is recommended to determine suitable treatment. To identify depression, to alert to symptoms like sadness, suicidal thinking, fatigue, and sleep appetite changes nearly every day for over 2 weeks. For bipolar disorder, look out for shifts between high energy activity and severe low moods, plus other key symptoms emerging distinctly in periods over time. Keeping a mood journal can help track your symptoms, bringing these records to discuss with your GP or clinician. It's important to seek a medical help to explore treatment options to begin your journey towards recovery. Getting the right diagnosis is key to effective treating depression or bipolar disorder. Helpline is open to anyone, as we said, 0808 115 1505. If anyone's struggling with mental health issues related to similar to depression, contact them today. A bit more insight there when it comes to depression. It's one we've talked about many times before. Used to like the gym thing, but can't cope with the crowds now. More likely take a heavy backpack out a few miles, walking a couple of times a week, says Richard Grumpy. This is exactly my I can completely concur and understand how you feel about that, Richard. I totally get where you're coming from, because like if the thing is, I don't live near, I don't people that I know close to me, none of them goes for the gym, none of them work out. Now if I knew someone and he would go with me to the gym, whether it's a man or a woman, yeah, and we would go and work out together, I would feel 1,000 times better, because I can rely on that person can rely on me, sort of thing. And I wouldn't feel so I wouldn't be so bothered by the crowds, because then there'd be someone there I can lean on, sort of thing. That's how I'd feel. I know that most people like to go to the gyms like really early in the mornings, like 5-6 a.m. Sometimes even before that. People go, especially the 24-hour gyms, they go in at those times to go and work out and all that kind of stuff, to make themselves, feel better. This is a true story. I know a professional wrestler. She gets up and she goes to the gym regularly, like at 4 a.m. And she goes for like a good two hours in that gym. And then and that's when she plans the rest of her day. She doesn't do it every day, but she sleeps like 4 or 5 hours maybe. But I know she does it because she posts on Instagram every day on her Instagram stories saying that she puts the timer like of what time she's driving to the gym. Like it's like 4 a.m. It's like middle of, like she's in America. It's like middle of the darkness, and then she is driving to the gym at like 4 a.m. to go and do her workout. It's like, it's crazy. It seems crazy, but it's quite it's fascinating to me. It's really fascinating to me that she does that, and and there are plenty of other people that do that as well. But you know what the best thing is that she can go and do that knowing that there may be one, maybe two people in that gym with her. But if you had having the massive gym all to yourself, you could probably feel a little bit more confident. And maybe it probably isn't as busy if you go like in the afternoon or lunchtime period or whatever, because that's when most people are at work as well. So it's knowing the time to go to the gym when it's the most quietest. It's probably the most beneficial as well. But I totally understand where you're coming from there. Then thinking about going to the gym for bulk up since I was about 15, 48 in a fortnight, says Ben Shaw. It's about taking that first step. And I believe once I'm taking that first step, then I can get going. But it's being able to take that first step for me. I'm looking forward to the summer months. Going out for a walk at 4 a.m. is so pleasant. Is that when the sun comes up, Mithril? Because if that's when the sun comes up, I probably will start doing that. I should do that. I remember once going for a walk at like 7 a.m. or something in December, and I really enjoyed in December, and I really enjoyed it because it was sunny. Yes, it was cold, but I had the park to myself, and I loved it. Used to spend days in the woods drawing, taking pictures, and even hunting with my bow. I would track animals with the woods and enjoy getting close to them without them they seeing me, says One Angry Pagan. Institutionalization has frightened me to so many people in the recent past, and the scars that stayed with the people that they are, and they scars stayed with the people that they are scarred to be themselves, said Mr. E. Yeah, your past makes you who you are. Your past makes you who you are. That is for sure. Wow, have we gone this long already? Incredible. I've brought this one up before, guys, because we've used the website before. Anxiety and panic attacks. Explain anxiety and panic attacks, including possible causes, how you can access treatment and support, including tips for helping yourself, your guidance, and family. I would say not everyone experiences panic attacks. Or maybe they do experience a form of panic attack of some sorts. but we've all experienced anxiety of some sorts in our lives, that is for sure. But again, it's all about how we respond to them, I think, as well. Mad Monk 33, good to see you there. Anybody else lurking? If I haven't said hello to you all, hope you're all doing well in this. I hope this live stream that I'm doing so far is helping you all, in all seriousness. I really do. So, I'm going to adjust screen again. Apologies, guys. Anxiety is what we feel when we are worried, tense or afraid, particularly about things that are about to happen or things that we could happen in the future. Anxiety is a natural human response when we feel that we are under threat, and it can be experienced through our thoughts, feelings and physical sensations. Like World War III. Let's leave. I'm just pulling that politics thing back into the room, and I'm taking it straight back out. Because yeah, we feel like things are about to happen and we don't know when. So that's totally understandable for us to have those feelings. For me, anxiety feels as if that everyone in the world is waiting for me to trip up so that they can laugh at me. Makes me feel nervous and unsure whether the next step I take is the best way forward. Yeah, that's definitely something I feel. You know, when I get certain comments and the responses I get can be quite triggering, and rather than going further, I just sometimes just like block it. I definitely get that on that. But your past isn't everything that you are. You are the man that you are today, One Angry Pagan, because of what happened 5 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago, 1 hour ago, 1 day ago, 1 week ago, 1 month ago, 10 years ago. You are where you are today because of what has happened to you in your past now. What happens from here in the now, in the future, that is for you to decide. Your past isn't everything, but the past makes you the person you are right now. The past doesn't make your future, but that's something that you have to decide for yourself. I hope that I'm getting a bit weird there, but I hope that makes any sense of some sorts. I just like to swim. I leave the fish alone. Oh, don't mention swimming. I miss swimming. I miss swimming. I miss swimming. I miss swimming so much. I really should just go to a swimming pool and go once a week swimming. I really should, I would feel so much better about myself sometimes. Or just get the train, go straight down to the beach. Who cares if it costs 50, 60 quid, and just go swimming in the beach, even though it's not the cleanest. People feel anxious at times, and particularly common to experience some anxiety while coping with stressful events or changes, especially if they have a big impact on your life. See our pages for how to manage stress and more information about stress. If feeling anxious or experiencing panic attack now, see our page for managing panic attacks. Getting out of the house is a challenge because I have a fear of panicking and I feel that I'm being watched or judged. It's just horrible. I want to get out. I want to get help, but I'm afraid of being judged. Yeah, this is definitely something as well. People can feel, people feel more inclined to stay inside rather than going out because they're worried about the world. They're worried about what the world sees in them. I've definitely become a lot more isolated since I've left my job and I've been doing this, guys. But I still try to go at least out once a day, even if it's just to the shop, even if I'm not doing my steps, even if it's just to the shops, because it's important for my mental health, for my physical health, and I try not to pay attention to things that are going on around me, but I just think it's important to get out the house whenever you can. I would always say, if you can go, even if you don't want to do a long walk, if you're literally just popping to the shops at back, at least you are getting out of the house. At least you're getting some air. At least you're getting some exercise. Give yourself a reason to pop to the shops, for example. There have been in the past where I've not gone even to the shops and all I've done is just sat out in the garden. You're getting fresh air, but it's not the same. You're still kind of isolating yourself from the rest of the world, whereas you're not putting yourself a bit out of your comfort zone, sort of thing. So that's something on me that I need to do at least more. So, Ben Shaw, good to see you, buddy. I took antidepressants from 19 till I was 44. Numerous attempts to end it in between. Came off them, but still getting over them. But so much better. I can't believe I kept trying them, says Ben Shaw. Ben, I'm very happy for you that you've been able to overcome that. And I appreciate you being here. And Ben Shaw, for those who don't know, he regularly is on our Saturday night games nights as well. And I appreciate you sharing that with us. And I hope that you never have to take them again. I think that's one of the toughest challenges. Like I say, it's one of the toughest challenges of trying to get off them, because you feel like they make you feel better. Like, I don't know what it's like to take them, because I just can't comprehend it. But even with my mental health problems, like, I remember, like, in my mindset, like, I've never talked to a professional about this, but I never wanted to ever go towards that kind of medication, because I'm scared that it would not make me think straight. It would not make me think and feel the way I want to, personally, even though that at times I wasn't feeling straight. But I'm really happy for you, Ben. I really, really do. I'm quite literally happy to go out for 20 miles. 20 miles, says Richard. 20-minute walk, but I won't knock anyone for doing what they can do. It's all good. Hey, all well and good. You know, even if it's just a 20-minute walk, you know, I try to do 10,000 steps a day, with the exception of weekends. So I'm doing at least 50,000 steps for me. That's my kind of exercise sort of thing, and it's also really good for my exercise. I get a lot. I definitely have a huge amount of muscle on my. I definitely feel muscly on my legs, because I'm always putting them to work, with the exception of my arms. But it's each to their own there. So good for you, Richard, for doing that. I don't know about you, but I can walk about 5 minutes, and I'm in the wilderness in Scotland. Has plenty of lovely places on our doorsteps of Malvern Funky Free. Yes, that's really awesome. That when you can, if you live in a rural area and you can just step out and you can just go for a walk. One of the things that I always do whenever I go for my walks is I don't, like, if I'm listening to music, obviously I'll listen to music, and then if I want to change tracks, I'll change tracks. But I almost never, I never get on my phone and start scrolling the internet or anything like that. It's the one period of the time, the one period where I'm barely looking at my phone, or if I do look at it, it's looking at how many steps that I've done. I actually have a path that I normally take whenever I try to do my 10,000 steps, and sometimes I'll take it the opposite way, or sometimes I'll divert from it there. But I love the fact that you literally walk 5 minutes and all of a sudden you're in the wilderness. That's awesome. Alistair Keir, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That's very kind of you. Billy Kershaw, Rosemary, Jane Coffell, Uni, Unquiet Badger, and Chatty Rat have all been gifted memberships there. Thank you so much, my friend. You've been very generous today. Not just here, but on Prime Minister's questions earlier today. Appreciate that. You've been very kind today, my friend. Thank you. A good walk is always good as long as the weather is also good, says Terry Regan. That is true. That is true. But I've been fortunate that most of my walks that I've done during November and December, I've been fortunate to be able to go to those walks, and I managed to avoid the rain. I remember actually I went for a walk where it was pouring down rain in the morning, but I went at about 11 o'clock or so. Went out for my walk, the rain had stopped. And then by the time I got home, by like literally a few hours later, it was packing, shattering down with rain. It was just sheer luck. I don't think I've ever gone for a walk where there's been a monsoon dropping on top of me. That is for sure. Even if you live in the centre of a Scottish city, you have great green places to go. That's wonderful stuff. There are great, like even in central London, there are great, wonderful parks that you can literally go into as well, which are really lovely as well. That are nice as well. The people in London have as well. We've been to pretty much all the parks in most of the big parks in London as well. When is anxiety a mental health problem? Anxiety is a mental health problem if it impacts your ability to live your life as fully as you want to. For example, if you may have a problem if your feelings of anxious are very strong or last for a very long time. Your fears or worries are out of proportion to the situation. You avoid situations that may cause you to feel anxious. Your worries feel very distressing and it's hard to control. You regularly experience symptoms of anxiety, which can include panic attacks. You may find it hard to go about your everyday life and do things that you enjoy. If your symptoms fit a particular set of medical criteria or might be diagnosed with a particular anxiety disorder, but it's also possible to experience problems with anxiety without having specific diagnosis. Page on self-care and treatment for anxiety offers suggestions that helps that we can support. I've covered this video before. I'm not gonna play it here again, but we have played it before. But yeah, they just talk in a cafe and they just talk about their mental health. Just a group of people that come together to talk about their mental health. But that's exactly what we're doing here, coming together and just talking about these things. The last one I've got here is actually a really nice one here, guys. But before I do, I'm just going to come back to the chat. Knock some buddies up. There is so much to rediscover, says Billy Kershaw. Night walks are better, especially in thick fog, says One Angry Pagan. Do you know what? There's actually so actually I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because as much as I would love to do night walks, I wouldn't feel comfortable about it. I wouldn't feel comfortable about it because I'm very, like, me and my partner, we don't like walking in the dark. If I knew that I would be safe, I would be more comfortable doing it. But I guess because it's London, I don't feel that way. Even when me and my partner are traveling home from the wrestling shows, and it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sometimes shows are ending, and it's like dark. Getting the train, getting the tubes to where we need to get get the train home, like, it makes me I just want to, during that situation, my number one priority is just getting us home, because I don't feel comfortable walking around the streets of London at night, even though some people may say it's perfectly fine. If I'm in bits of London where I'm traveling and walking, where if there's lots of people around, I feel 1,000 times safer. And luckily, the way we travel, there's lots of people. Whenever we go to the wrestling show and how we go back from it, the directions that we go, there's plenty of people there. The station that we get to switch to another train or whatever, there's plenty of people around. If there's people around us, I don't feel so stressed and anxious. But I do feel like that I need to get home because I just don't want to be out. That's just we're not night owls. I don't like going out for clubbing and all that kind of stuff. It's not really my thing. But it's different for everyone else, I would say, on it. But if I felt safe or comfortable doing it, I probably would, to be fair. I've been attacked many more times during the day, only once at night, says One Angry Pagan. I think it's more probably because of the area of where you are, to be fair. I mean, it's surreal to walk in at night and on streets is fine. There's so few people that you can spot, trouble ahead. I think that's the worst thing for me is when there's nobody around. It could be a little bit scary. Mithril says, I used to work security, had to walk around the site 4 miles around the perimeter. We did 4 patrols at night. It was amazing. You know exactly the path you're taking, and you're being paid for that job, and you have training of knowing what to do in the response to them. So, Dame, again, it's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I understand that, Regan. I would freak out. Yeah, especially when I'm with my partner and be self-conscious. Like, here's the thing. I haven't told you guys, but I'm going to, I'm going on a trip next month by myself for 2 days. I won't say when till closer to the time, but I'm a little bit nervous about it because I'm going to be on my own. Although I have everything planned, I'm going somewhere I've never been before. So I'm a little bit nervous in that regard. But But closer to the time, I'll have everything mapped out of where I need to go and what I need to do. One thing I definitely have a good knack of is a good eye on travel. I use Google Maps a lot when I go to somewhere I don't know I go before. That helps me feel comfortable. That I don't want to be walking around the place when it's dark. But luckily the weather's changing, so it'll be more brighter for me. But I'll mention it closer to the time when it happens. I don't like being out at night, especially using public transport. I'm talking about the dark after 10ish, probably down to disability and age now, but definitely prefer having company next to me. So actually, I'll say that with regards to that Stephen Banker. So me and my partner last year, we were coming back from a massive wrestling show at Wembley Stadium, and we were paranoid about how we would get home. Originally, we were planning to get a cab to pick us up at a certain station and whatnot, and then the cab saying there was going to be a delay. When we got out, they were trying to contact us. I was getting really, really frustrated, and we decided to take the risk of trying to use public transport to get us home. It was around about 9 o'clock, I think, when we got out of the show. And this is a Sunday night, bear in mind, guys, as well. So yeah, traveling on a Sunday night, the clock is ticking, because like in a few hours time, everything starts shutting down, stations and everything on a Sunday night. So like that really makes me stress, really feel anxiety and all that kind of stuff. So we needed to get to a certain tube station by a certain time before the last tube station. Now we had actually plenty of time. We still had like a few hours, but I still felt stress and anxiety because of what happens if it doesn't come, or what if something goes wrong, what if there's a delay, what if someone, all these kind of things run into my head. And we got to where we needed to get to, and we ended up getting the bus where we got to that took us all the way home from where we were. Took us all the way home, and we were waiting outside a bus stop at about 10:30, 11:15, something like that. And it took about an hour on the bus, and it was pretty fast. But like, I felt actually safe on the bus, believe it or not. I mean, it's a London bus, but I actually felt a little bit safe on the bus, because it was because to me, buses do feel a little bit safer to me, because there's security cameras there, everything's being recorded. You're keeping to yourself. There was there was a couple of other people on the buses as well. Everyone was just, I suppose I was just kind of fortunate there was nothing really going on. And we were downstairs as well. I don't like sitting upstairs on a bus at that time, but it was okay in the end. So, but as like I say, it's each to their own. But I think that's a good. I wanted to share that with you guys. But yeah, we got home safe in the end on that. And then we're really walking in the dark here. Plus, I tend to just stay away anyways during that time. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same, Terry. I'm the same. I suppose the fact that I carry a 5-foot staff helps, says one angry pagan. Is that your Gandalf stick? You come out and you say, "You shall not pass." I have American Werewolf syndrome. I can't walk into place on my own for fear of everyone stopping their conversations to stare at me as a newcomer. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, Leapskin. I'm really sorry you feel that way. Yeah, I'm sorry you feel like that. I'm not sure how to help you overcome that. Sometimes when you walk into a room complete full of strangers, I think the worst thing they could do is everyone stop and turn and stare at you. Like, I remember the first time the wrestling show here, let me put it this way. So I remember the first time I went into the wrestling show that we went to, and even though I didn't know anyone and nobody really knew us, nobody actually stopped to stare at us, sort of thing. And originally, when we kept going to the same place, we were very shy talking to people. We were very shy talking to fans. I'm still very shy talking to wrestlers, but I'm trying to overcome that. So every time we go to a wrestling show now, I try to talk to at least one wrestler, or try to get a photo with one wrestler at least, so that I'm helping myself build up confidence. But even then, I still struggle. but I totally understand. I don't say I don't understand really. I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes of how you feel, how you feel this way, and what I could say to help you overcome that is what I'm trying to think of. It's difficult. It's a difficult one. Everybody stares at me anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Can't help there. Says One Angry Pagan. I was a taxi driver for a while, said Mithril. That's a fascinating job because you can talk to people and there's a social side to that, depending on what the kind of job is and what kind of people you have. Because you could have people that are very interactive with you about things, and there are people that you have no interaction with. You're not having a conversation with somebody who's actually quite could actually be more popular than you know. It could be a completely nobody who doesn't want to talk to you. It's a fascinating job, a taxi driver. I used to use the buses after nightclubs in the 80s. I would rather have walked at home sometimes. Drunken fights and regulars were pretty scary, says Stephen Banker. Definitely understand that. Definitely understand that feeling. I worked in pubs when I was younger, says Smithford. Gave me the confidence to talk to people easily. That's a great experience. That's fantastic experience because that makes you more comfortable. That's a really good experience because you're used to being in a crowded room and talking and engaging with lots of people. So that experience has definitely been, that's valuable life experience, not just obviously life experience for you there. I'm painfully shy in even silver bullets wouldn't help. So I'm glad to get I'm glad you got the film reference though, says Leeskin. Celebrity is a con. I would just tell myself so damn wonderful people will stare and look at me, says Richard. I understand that. I understand why you guys may think or feel like that. It's totally okay. Shall we do this last one? Let's do this last one, guys. So this is from the website. Oh, why did I put this website? Cleveland Clinic. That's a weird one. It's a Cleveland Clinic. So what is stress? Stress is a natural human reaction that that happens to everyone. In fact, your body is designed to experience stress and react to it. So when you experience change or challenges, stressors, your body produces physical and mental responses. That's stress. That's stress. I'm not saying it right. Stress responses help your body adjust to new situations. Stress can be positive, keeping you alert, motivated, ready to avoid danger. For example, if you have an important test coming up, a stress response may help you work harder or stay awake longer. But stress is a problem when the stresses continue without relief or periods of relaxation. There are three main kinds of stress: acute problems, epidemic, acute, and chronic. So acute stress is a short-term stress that comes and goes quickly. Can be positive or negative. It's the feeling you get when you're riding on a roller coaster or having a fight with your partner. Everyone experiences acute stress from time to time. Episodic acute stress is when you experience acute stress on a regular basis. With this kind of stress, you don't even ever get the time you need to return to a calm, relaxing state. Episodic stresses frequently affects people working in a certain profession, like healthcare providers. Chronic stress is a long-term stress that goes on for weeks or months. You may experience chronic stress due to marriage troubles, issues at work, or financial problems. It's important to find ways to manage chronic stress because it can lead to health issues. So if you're consistently feeling a continuation of stress, that is what you are having chronic stress. If it's happening on a regular basis and you're not finding a way out of it, that is chronic stress there. That is really bad. So just here, I'll just show you the picture on the right before I go to the bit on the left. So stress, physical symptoms of stress may include exhaustion, headache, dizziness or shaking, high blood pressure, digestive problems, chest pain, muscle tension, aches and pains, sexual dysfunction. Sexual dysfunction is perfectly natural to have that, guys. Weakened immune system. Stress can lead to emotional, mental health, anxiety, irritation, depression, panic attack, and sadness. Sexual dysfunction is definitely one that is a lot more sensitive, obviously, because you're talking about your sexual health there. So your body is an autonomic nervous system, controls your heart rate, breathing, vision, changes, and more. Its built-in stress responses to the fight or flight responses help you face stressful situations. When you have long-term chronic stress, continuing aviation of the stress response causes wear and tear on your body. You can develop stress symptoms that are physical, psychological, or behavioral. So, like I say, physical symptoms of stress may include aches and pains, chest pains, or feeling that your heart is racing, exhaustion or trouble sleeping, headaches, dizziness, or shaking, high blood pressure, hypertension, muscle tension or jaw clenching, stomach or digestive problems, trouble having sex, and weakened immune systems. All these things can definitely causes of stress, that's for sure. Psychological symptoms. Stress can lead to emotional, mental, psychological symptoms like anxiety or irritation, depression, panic attack, and sadness. Behavioral symptoms. People with chronic stress or try different things to cope, and some of those things are habit forming and can have an impact on your health. These may include alcohol use disorder, gambling disorder, overeating or developing any eating disorder, participating in compulsory sex, shopping or internet browsing, smoking, and sustained use disorder. Stress rashes often appear as pink, as discolored raised bumps, or called hives. Hives are welts that can develop and swell on the surface of your skin. They can itch, burn, or even hurt. Hives are usually an allergic reaction to something like certain kinds of food, fabric, or chemicals, but sometimes stress can trigger an outbreak. Stress rashes are more common in females. They can affect people in their 20s, 30s, 40s most often. They can also affect anyone. Like other kinds of hives, they can try treating them with antihistamines, but also important to manage your stress. This reminds me of something that I get when I'm really stressed as well. Ulcers. Sometimes when I'm really stressed out, if I ever bite my tongue, I get mad at myself because I'm 99% sure it leads to me having an ulcer in my mouth. And then I have this literally right here, Bonjour, ready to on the go, because I don't always suffer from it, but it can be something that leads to it as well. That's definitely a real ulcers. I hate ulcers. I don't know what I hate more. It's ulcers in my mouth or headaches that I get. They're the two worst things that I experience. I think I hate them more than even my coughing or stomach pains that I've had, or even being sick and all that kind of stuff. Those are the two that get to me more than anything. I think it's fair to say there. I feel no fear going anywhere, night and day, anywhere as I've been that I've ever been or where I live, said Dave McGuinness. Your experience and what you have gone through has taught you that you don't really have to worry. Well, you don't feel the need to worry or fear anything because of the man you've become, if I'm honest on that. But I think for you, because you are a much wiser man than I am, that is for sure, David. And what you've gone through, it's understandable that you don't feel that. There's obviously, like I always say, it's just trying to understand other people and putting themselves into other people's shoes. I think is a good thing there. And as Dave Mad Monks pointed out there, absolutely, yeah, I know you have no fear, but that's due to your upbringing and where we were brought up, says Mad Monk 33. Absolutely, that plays a role in it too. Absolutely. So, what causes stress? So, some of you guys, we will go through this again, but just a reminder: stress is how your body reacts to a change or challenge. Many different things can lead to it. Stressors can also be positive or negative. For instance, getting a new job or losing a job can both cause stress. Other causes of stress include an illness or death or a loved one. Marriage, separation or divorce, which we mentioned. Financial issues, moving into a new home. Moving home is definitely stressful. I remember my younger brother, when he moved home last time, he was so stressed about it. It caused him so much stress. It was insane, guys. It was absolutely insane. It drove him mad. I've got this out for a reason, guys. I'll come after this because it's a very important thing I want to make a note on there. Yeah, moving home can be so stressful. Going on vacation. I know a family member of mine who gets very, very stressed about going on a vacation because she's worried about what can happen out there, worried about the travel, worried that she has everything she needs. It's not, I totally understand that feeling of why that person feels the way they feel. But the good news is, once they actually go, they actually feel better about themselves because they're finally gone. But the build-up and anticipation for them can make them feel anxious and nervous. So, and I get that too sometimes with it as well. Having a baby, obviously, of course, having a baby, huge responsibility. So many things running through your head, especially if it's your first baby. Like, good God, like, if I ever become a father, like, it's gonna cause my stress levels to go off the roof because I would want everything to be perfect because that's exactly what you would want and expect. Yeah, as a father, as someone who's a father or father or mother, if you are in the chat, that's exactly what you want. So you will start feeling all these things start getting into your head, and you want everything to be absolutely perfect, and you don't want anything to go wrong whatsoever, because you want that child to know that you are the best father in the world, that everything is perfect around you. If I said that really, really fast, that's because that was interpreting about how I would feel about it. Retiring, I guess, yes, I guess retiring is one, because you're no longer working, you're much older, not sure what to do with your life. There's all sorts of reasons around that. Yes, retiring also, yeah, that's one I never really thought of. Stress can be acute, meaning short-term cause of acute stress may include everyday things like studying for a big test. Yeah, that's definitely one. I remember when it came to my GCSEs, I was stressed. Getting ready for a work presentation, oh god, that's definitely stress. You know, when you're feeling the pressure to make sure you deliver something, like, yep, that's definitely causing a stress. Having an argument with a friend or a loved one, well, I just talked about the one I have with my loved one, so that's definitely one there. Need to get a lot completed in a short amount of time. That is the worst thing ever. Experiencing many small problems all at once, like getting in a traffic jam, spilling coffee all over yourself and running late. That is the worst thing. It's when you get tiny little niggles of... That's another one there. You ever get where you have like one bad thing goes wrong, one small little niggle goes wrong, and then suddenly another small niggle goes wrong, and then another thing goes wrong. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 of these things happen at once, and it's just like, ah! You know exactly where I'm coming from, guys. Where it's like, how are all these things going wrong at the same time? Like, why is this all happening now? And all of a sudden, that's where the stress from the rest of your day comes from. From all these tiny little niggle things that happen. Why is this happening? Why is this pedestrian taking so long to cross the road? Or why is this traffic light not changed? And why is my coffee that I got is not the same coffee that I had this morning that I normally have? Like, all these tiny little things, just, yeah. Exactly there. Small problems all at once. Definitely one. One of the complications of stress. Chronic stress can lead to many long-term health issues affecting your immune system, like arthritis, fibromegalia. I cannot say these words. Do not judge me. Digestive systems like weight loss or gain, ulcers. I just mentioned ulcers. Bane of my existence. Irritable bowel system. I feel... My heart goes out to anyone who has this. I can't... Like, that's... I really feel for people who have that. That's a terrible thing for people to have to go through. Really do. Cardiovascular system, like high blood pressure, increased heart rate, and heart palpitations. Yep. Reproductive systems, like infections, like photosynthetic ovulation syndrome, and infertility. Stress can also put you at high risk of developing mental health conditions like depression and anxiety. Yep. If you're ever feeling severely stressed or thinking about hurting yourself, call or text at 988 to reach 980 Science Suicide Crisis Hotline. That's America, by the way, but just for a reference to that. Stress is subjective, not measured with tests. Only persons experiencing it can determine whether it is present or how severe it feels. A health care provider may use the questionnaires to understand how understand your stress and how it affects your life. If you have chronic stress, your healthcare provider can evaluate symptoms that result from stress. For example, they can diagnose and treat high blood pressure. How can I relieve stress? Well, we talked a bit about them here, but let's see what else they've got to provide. So if you can't avoid stress, but you can stop it from becoming overwhelmed by practicing some daily stress reliefs. Stress management starts from feeling good physically. Try getting some form of physical activity when you're feeling symptoms of stress coming on. Even a short walk can boost your mood, which we've mentioned a few times. Some of us are in the chat already. At the end of each day, take a moment to think about what you've accomplished and not what you didn't get done. You know what? Sometimes, yeah, this is actually something that I don't always do, but sometimes I do. Like, I look back on things that I've done here on the computer, and I was like, I got a lot done today. You know, I think it was Monday or Sunday, like my wrestling page, where I got a lot done, and I was like, felt really good about myself. It's like, yeah, that's ticked off. You know, like today as well, I've ticked off. Finally gotten all the rest of the content done for additional content for Rumble and Patreon. It's like, yeah, they're out the way now. I feel good. And then I realised I still haven't done paid content for Patreon members, and I'm like, oh, because I'm terrible. And then I have to tell myself, no, I'm not terrible, Regan. You can't do everything. But I've got this on my list to do things here. Patreon paid content. that note is sticky note is done on my computer, and I still haven't done it. I'm terrible. Set goals for your days, weeks, and months. Narrowing your view can help you feel more control of your life or long-term tasks. What did I just say? Planner! Need to use it more, though. Considering talking to a therapist or healthcare provider about your worries. You should only, unless you absolutely have no other options, then go to this. Because that comes to finances, yeah. How I can prevent or reduce stress. Mainly daily strategies can help you reduce stress at bay. Try relaxing activities like meditating, yoga, Tai Chi, breathing exercises, and muscle relaxation. Programs are available online, smartphone apps, and many gyms and community centres. Take good care of your body each day. Eating right, participating in physical activities, and getting enough sleep can help your body handle stress much easier. Yep, this is really important. So let me mention about the food, guys. For me, it is so important that I have 3 meals a day. It is important for me. I hate myself if I don't have lunch. Like, I always have breakfast in the morning. I always have cereal in the morning. I always feel that it's important for me to eat in the morning. I think it's really, really important for me. I know some people don't eat much in the morning, and everyone's to their own. But I feel like having 3 meals a day is really, really important. I feel like I try to eat plenty at lunch, and obviously have a big meal for dinner. Everyone has it differently. Sometimes they have a big lunch and then they have a small dinner because they feel like they've had more food than they have. One of the things that I always have when I work here as well is I like to have snacks to nibble on for my own personal benefit, like biscuits. As you guys know, I love biscuits, so I always have biscuits with me. And whenever I run out of biscuits, it's the end of the world for me. So I went and got biscuits today because I ran out yesterday. So obviously when I came back from my walk, I made sure I picked up biscuits so I've got them there if I need them. So yeah, that kind of thing, that matters to me. And we talked about looking after our bodies. Staying positive and practice gratitude, acknowledging the good parts of your day and life. Yeah. So when you've done good stuff, guys, you've done good shit today. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. So here it is. You've done good shit today. Be proud of yourself. Yeah. Be happy. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. You had a long day at work. You're tired. You're tired and exhausted and whatnot. Say, yeah. Well, you've done a fucking good job. Yeah. Because that's what you need to be reminded of. Don't care who you are. Yeah. You had a long day. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't perfect. You still went out there. You did it. Yeah, pat yourself on the back. We need to remind ourselves of that. Yeah. Accept that you can't control everything. And 5 ways to go. Let go of worrying about situations that you can't change. This one I learned very recently. Learn to say no to additional responsibilities when you're too busy or stressed. This is something I need to learn more. I accept that one. Stay connected with people who keep you calm, make you happy, provide emotional support, help you with practical things. Friend, family member, or neighbor can become a good listener and share responsibilities, so don't stress about becoming overwhelmed. Yep, this is absolutely true. Like I said, I'm very happy that I have 1 or 2. Outside of politics, I have some wrestling friends, and I've opened up about things to them, and they've opened up about things to me. That it can be really nice in that as well. So, good stuff there. How long can stress last? Stress can be long-term issues or long-term problems depending on what changes in your life. Regular use in stress management or techniques can help you avoid the most physical, emotional, behavior symptoms or stress. When should I talk to a healthcare provider about stress? So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if your physical health is affected, symptoms of stress aren't going away with stress relief techniques. If you're using recreational drugs or alcohol to help cope. Yeah. But I would say if you're in control. Because not everyone is in control when it comes to the recreational of drugs and alcohol there. But if you're in control, but if you feel, that's the word, if you feel that you're not in control, then you should seek help. Your primary care provider can provide offering services, provide medicine, or refer you to a medical health professional like a psychologist or psychiatric. What symptoms of stress should I be concerned about? How can I manage my stress better? What stress management techniques do you think I should try? Do you have a therapist or support group you can recommend? So these are a couple of things from the Cleveland Clinic that I've shared with you guys there. So, chocolate biscuits on by my mouth on the 7th day. Who said grow your own biscuits? Mr. E, I'm not a concrete farmer, so that'll be very difficult for me. Just remember, I just remembered I have ice cream, says Simon 665. I want ice cream now. I want ice cream now that you said that. I can cook my own cakes, bread, biscuits, pizzas. To get my mindset in is sometimes hard. When I start, I forget about the world. Start with playing music or drawing. says Jal. Absolutely awesome. That's awesome. A lifetime it creates who you become, not who you are. Indeed, Mr. A, indeed. I can't eat that much. Eating soon after I wake up, it's always made me feel sick. It's what you're used to, One Angry Pagan. It's what you're used to now. That like I said, everybody's different. It's for me. It's like if I wake up and I don't have food, I actually get grumpy. A lot of commentators on other channels have been opening up. That's good. I'm glad other people are opening up. But like I say, we don't always open up on this channel. We do it every couple of months because it's not good to talk about it all the time. Pretty things just snowballs with me being at OCD at home, and it blows up into mood swings and temper boils over all at once, and what comes down is awful Steve Banker. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Now I'm craving bacon. Don't ask me why Simon says 59. Leave the pigs alone, you. So guys, I think we should... I'm glad we had this conversation today. I think I've got my calendar here. Why did I have the calendar here? I think we should reconvene in a few months' time, guys, for this. So today is the 5th of March. I think we should reconvene again in... When can we do this again? I think we should reconvene once again in June. We are going to reconvene once again, guys. June. Wednesday... the 4th of June, I'm going to write it right now. Mental health live stream. Right here for you guys. Because if I put it down, I'm not going to put the live stream up like the incoming thing, but I'm going to write it here on my calendar. Because like I said, every couple of months we're going to do another one. So we are going to reconvene chat again on about our mental health in June 2025. So that's 3 months from now. Literally 3 months from now, we will have our reconvene and talk about this once again. I may invite One Angry Pagan to join. I'll may not. This is something I do like to do by myself, but perhaps maybe I'll have him on, or maybe we can do one in between, just the two of us talking about it. We'll see. Or maybe even if Daily Blase wants to join, we can do like maybe we could do a mental health special round table, perhaps. Perhaps if Daily Blase wants to join, or maybe all shorts, or perhaps we could get a bunch of YouTubers who don't really talk about news and politics and just want to talk about maybe something like that in the future we could possibly do. It's the 6th of March here in the future. I know Steve is in the future, you guys. Unbelievable stuff. Guys, just before you head out, really important, I want to stress as well. Next week, it's a very, very special live stream. Yes, I have a live stream tomorrow, but there's a very special one next week, guys. So, I know you have your Friday Frolics this Friday with Daily Blase, but I'm going to have my own frolic, Thursday frolic on next week, the 13th of March. It is the 2-year anniversary of the YouTube channel, and I'm going to have lots of funny stuff for you guys, whether that is content from Colin from Portsmouth, from Broken News, Matt Green, or random TikTok videos, stuff making fun about Trump, all that kind of stuff. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have some fun. So do join me next week, Thursday, the 13th of March, for the 2-year anniversary. We celebrate 2 years of this YouTube channel, and we're going to do it by having some fun. So do join me for that, guys. I'm really looking forward to that. But until we get there, I just want to remind you guys, tomorrow I will be back with the Snowflake Watch. So do join me if you're into the news and politics, guys. I am still thinking about doing a live stream on Friday. I may do another American live stream on America. Undecided yet. May or may not, but we'll see. And then I want to also just say, because there's quite a lot of people here, if you went out of your way to watch the premiere videos last weekend of the Regan's News Round and World News Round, thank you so much. I apologise I couldn't be there for them, but if I do record them this weekend, I will be lurking in the chats for them this time around. So thank you guys on that there. Check out Sunday Roast. Alex has a special guest as One Angry Pagan. Oh, looking forward to it. Yeah, I do try to catch up with Sunday Roast as much as I can. Alex is a wonderful guy. I'd love to talk to him again in the future. I really would like to. So guys, I want to say thank you all for coming along. Thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you, Stephen Moore, for your super chat. Thank you, Alistair Keir, for your generous, for your gifted memberships and super chat as well today. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys all for your comments, opening up and having this discussion. It's really good stuff. And like I say, we don't always do this, but every couple of months, it's good to talk about this. It's not something we want to do regularly, like on a weekly or daily basis or something, because it's not good to talk about it all the time. But every couple of months, it's nice just to go away, not think about it, like try and carry on with our daily lives, and then just talking about it again, see how you feel, all that kind of stuff. It's good. It's good for us. So yeah, thank you all for coming along. Very lovely to see so many wonderful people here as well. Whatever you guys do tonight, enjoy the rest of your evening. I will be on the Discord chat momentarily. I won't be on straight away. I just need to do a little bit of editing with this live stream. But if you want to hop on to any of the voice chats, probably the general chat or whatever, just come in for a little bit, talk about whatever. You can talk about this, talk about politics. Don't talk to me about football. You can do if you really want. I don't know too much about football, but if you want to come in and chat on the Discord, you're more than welcome to. Remember, the Discord is free to join as well, so do feel free to come and join us on Discord. Is the link available on here? No, it's not on here. I don't have it on there. If you click the links tree in the links down below, the links tree that's on there takes you to all my socials. There's a Discord. There's an option to join the Discord on there. So if you want to join through that, and find me on other of my social medias there. It's only just I don't like to put a bunch of links on mental health live stream because it's not really about promoting me. It's about mental health. It's much more serious stuff here. But yeah, thank you guys all for coming along. By the way, I didn't do this alone. You didn't think I did this live stream on my own, did you? No. The gang are here. Blaze was here the whole time. He wants to say thank you guys so much for your comments. And yes, I am going insane right now. Pingu says thank you. He says that Putin is not talking to him right now. Because he's spending more time talking with Trump, so he's not very happy right now. Cash Dummy also, as well. Still hoping one day he'll meet his dad again, who lives in Germany. And Ollie the Octopus, who there. And the lava lamp is all empowered as well, guys. So, yes, we didn't do this on our own. We did not indeed. Your links tree. Yes, links tree. Alistair Key. Yes, the links tree. Yeah. Shorten it just for this one, but yeah, do click it out. You can find me on all my social medias on there as well. But yeah, so guys, before I go, just want to say massive thank you all for coming along. Take care of yourselves. Feel free to comment, leave comments down in the live stream after this if you're not watching it live. And don't be afraid to talk about these problems, guys. Not going to do any fancy outro, but enjoy the rest of your week, whatever you guys get up to. So take care and good night.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside, when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all.